Hey everyone, welcome back into Mountain Dog Companion. Thanks for tuning in again. Hanging out with Piper and Benny's litter here. And gosh, these guys are doing great. They're coming along very well. They were born on the 18th of December. So we're coming up on around the 5-week mark, pretty much right at the 5-week mark right now. And these guys are doing great. So I'm gonna be going through talking about each one individually. We did their individual pictures. We're doing this YouTube video here, and then we'll get into litter pics and kind of moving on from there. So if you guys have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to me, and I'd love to help you guys out. Okay guys, first off here we got Thor. Thor here is the most laid back, most easygoing, sometimes a little bit, takes him a little bit longer to warm up on things. He's a little bit more, I guess you could say sometimes a little bit timid. It takes him a little bit longer to kind of warm up with everyone and everything around him. And so he's just a little bit more leaning towards that side of things, so a little bit more on that laid back, and definitely loves being held. He's an absolute cuddle bug, loves being held. That's all he wants. He just wants to take it easy, feel protected, which is great, and it's not a bad thing at this age. I do feel like I'll see more of that here in the next couple weeks, as far as him, you know, being a little bit more outgoing, a little bit more confident, I guess you could say. So it's just definitely a puppy thing. So but yeah, so Thor, first off here, I'll just keep him here in my lap here. He'll probably just want to hang out. He'll probably just take it easy here with me. So but super sweet guy to start things off. Moving on, we got Teddy here. Teddy is very similar size to Thor, right in the middle of the pack. You got the nice white socks front and back and a beautiful blaze. By the way, these guys' heads are absolutely amazing. So you got the nice round head, not long nose, like it's not longer and kind of pointy. It's a nice heavy set look. And this little guy here, he's extremely people oriented, loves his people. I'd say medium when it comes to energy, but loves his people. He's very people oriented and people focused, very attentive. You'll see definitely his interaction. He just wants more pets. He just wants to hang out more. So super sweet guy here to keep things rolling here. So again, that's Teddy. He's an absolute teddy bear. So loves being held, loves hanging out. Okay guys, moving on, we got Tank on my right over here, and we got Tango here on my left. So two of the bigger boys in the litter. I'd say they're both a little bit heavier comparing to the two boys we just talked about, Teddy and Thor. So these two are a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, more heavy set. Overall, in general, just a little bit more thicker structured. And I'd say these two here, the two boys here in my lap that I just talked about, like, not that I'm holding here, sorry to be complicated with you, but I'd say they're still going to be a very solid size. They're not undersized by any means. They're very beautifully structured, and it's not like they're lacking anything. They're just not quite as heavy, I would say, as far as weight comparing to these two boys. So again, we got Tango here on my left and Tank on my right. So I'm going to talk about Tank first here. Tank here, he's the lazy fella out of the group. Very laid back, very easygoing, super people oriented as well, which is definitely a breed characteristic, but just a very lazy, very just not high energy, super laid back, loves his cuddles, loves his pets, just very laid back for him. And then Mr. Tango here, he is the outgoing and spontaneous one. So he's the fun one. I'd say out of the group, I'd say Bree, the girl, which I'll get to next here, is probably, I would say probably the most outgoing, most energetic, and most just stimulated puppy in general. This guy here, he's pretty active as well. He's pretty outgoing. Tango loves his people. He's super fun to be around. He's got a fun personality. Right now, it's been a little bit of a longer day already, so he's like, bro, I'm out, I'm done playing. But he's a very outgoing, adventurous puppy, and you can definitely see that. He just wants to play, he just wants to hang out. even though he's a little bit low on energy right now, and I think he needs to recharge a little bit by taking a nap. So again, Tango and Tank. Okay guys, moving on to Miss Bree and Theo. So we got Bree here on the left. I already kind of touched on her. She's the outgoing one. She's the adventurous one. Super fun and playful. Loves her people. She's always the first to greet you. Always the last to take a nap and settle down. So super, super sweet. Very fun. Very easygoing and very, very easy to get along with. She's definitely got a little bit more of that energy, a little bit more spontaneous energy, and got a little bit of spunky personality, but phenomenal girl. Loves her people. I feel like she'd do very well in a little bit more of an active setting, and I mean, beautiful markings as well for her. And then moving on to Theo here, he is probably the biggest boy in the litter. He's got a very heavy structure, very rounded, overall heavy set, got his tail going 100 miles an hour, and super sweet guy. I'd say if anything, he's a little bit independent. He kind of does his own thing, kind of wanders around, moves around with everything, kind of goes with the flow, but doesn't mind much. He's not very, I wouldn't say he's too opinionated, if that makes any sense. He's just kind of loafing around, taking it easy, and maybe a little bit more on the adventurous side of things, sometimes a little bit more independent by just doing his own thing. He doesn't need all the attention all the time. So again, we got Theo here. He's getting all the love here right in front of me. He wants to play with my fingers since they look so tasty. Yep. But again, guys, this is Piper and Benny's litter. They were born on December 18th, and they'll be ready to go home here in about 3 weeks. So if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you guys out finding the right puppy for you. These guys are all doing great, super healthy, doing very well. Definitely, as far as like structure and everything, this is perfect. I mean, they're coming along very well on that regard. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'd love to help you out. Thanks for tuning in today, guys, and I hope to catch you guys next time.